Moving on from shorebirds. These are some, oh, I gotta go back one. Thank you. So these are some more of the charismatic, like true water birds. They like really deep open seas, like the pelicans, gulls, cormorants, loons, and even some of the marsh birds. Marsh birds are really secretive, so a lot of the landscape for marsh birds has been on the decline because they specify in wetlands, and we lose a lot of wetlands. Obviously, with the Wetland Mitigation Bank, we're going to start to draw some of those species in. So these truly wetland species are showing up. And I bring this up because, you have shorebirds which like mudflat or a little tiny bit of water, but then you're also drawing in these species that like really deep open water. Just to highlight the variety of habitat, ecotones that are being represented on this landscape. So then we have these other species that are a little bit more grassland, but they like water nearby. Obviously, these numbers are going to start to increase as well. One in particular that is important to point out is the purple martin. That's one that's been on the decline. It likes kind of historical ag fields, but as habitats kind of change over time, we're seeing fewer and fewer of those. But those had been showing up at Muirhead pre-mitigation and are still showing up post-mitigation. Now we have our grassland species. So these, of course, I have to bring up because they're still showing up in full force on this grassland. Even though some of it's turned to wetland and open mudflat and open water, we still see some really keynote grassland species, particularly the Hensel sparrow and the grasshopper sparrow. So the two top middle photos. Those are really notoriously grassland species. One likes slightly shorter grass, one likes slightly taller grass. Usually if you manage for one, you lose the other. However, we happen to have both of them within the same year at Muirhead Springs. Then we have tundra and agricultural use species. When you think about ag fields, sometimes you think that it doesn't provide much habitat, but it does. A lot of migratory tundra species in the wintertime will come through Illinois in the winter, and they like to use a lot of these corn stubble fields. And they have always been present on Muirhead Springs. But now with the water, we get a little bit more variety. We get higher numbers. One, for example, American pivot, the lower image in the middle. That is water dependent.
Your speaker microphone.
We see them fairly regularly. I'm not sure what my time is at, but okay. So this is the really fun one. These are all the state endangered species that we have seen since the mitigation bank on the site. And a lot of these, we might see them in the wintertime or during migration and not necessarily during the breeding season. But we have been noticing that some of these endangered species are taking advantage of the breeding season at Muirhead Springs. This is just a quick overview of some really rare migrants that have been showing up. And these are all water dependent species. And, in migration season, you get some random things that show up here and there. But these are all pretty exciting to show up in Kane County because of the water availability. So as I alluded to before, some of the breeding opportunities that we've had. So the black-necked stilt is a species that had last bred in Kane County. That date is slightly off. It was actually in like 2017. And there hadn't been another record until Muirhead Springs. And you can see the two adults are at the top and the juvenile are at the bottom. So that was really, really notable and exciting. Now, the more exciting one was the Wilson's phalarope. So this is a state endangered species. And the last one known to have bred in Kane County was in 2008. And in the summertime, usually if you still see a bird around in the summertime, you know that it's trying to breed because usually they'll leave if they're not going to breed. So in July, people were still noting that this bird was here. So that indicated to us that it was potentially breeding. So we looked around for a long time to try to find any evidence, and eventually we found a chick with its parent. So this is incredibly notable. When I emailed the state about this, they were very excited. So I think this is my last slide. All that is to show that this site has really transformed, and it's brought in a lot of people from all over the state and other states to come and see some of this rare wildlife. And this is just a list of the photographers that I used for this presentation. And that is my very condensed version of this presentation. Thank you.
Not really. But I mean, if they can't hear them online, then that's.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Any
It's up to
loons?
Claire.
Yeah, there's been common loons there in the wintertime. I had a picture of one of them up, but it was in like the wintertime plumage, so it didn't have that like striking black with the white.
All right,
Yeah.
well, then I guess let me know when.
I was just gonna add, I've got to see the 45-minute version of this up at Gale Borden last month. Highly recommend if you're gonna be doing that again. I also wanted to note that it was Sadie herself who discovered that Wilson's Fowler rope and monitored it. So having that in-house is outstanding. And has there ever been a wetland restoration like this in King County that's been this successful?
Not in my
I
time.
don't know of one either. I think it's just.
Any other questions for Sadie? Sadie, thank you very much, and
Thank you,
we
guys.
appreciate you abbreviating the presentation. She could easily go on for 45 minutes
Yeah.
and we would enjoy it, but we've got some time restraints here. So thank you very much, Sadie. Appreciate it. Okay, moving on, we're going to move to the executive session of our agenda. And our first resolution is resolution FP-R-26-04-3216. And this is a resolution approving the 2026 committee appointments. I need a motion and a second on this. Mr. Williams moves, Mr. Tarver seconds. I just wanted to explain to everybody, everything on the different schedules for the committee appointments is the same. However, we have added Ms. Abaticola onto the land acquisition and the planning and utilization commission. So we wanted to make those changes, make sure we got them on record. So thank you very much for offering to serve on those. Any questions or concerns about the committees? Seeing none, Gabby, please do the roll.
Batacola? Batacola, aye. Allen? Arroyo?
Yes.
Bates? Garcia?
Garcia, yes.
Grape? Gums? Iqbal?
Iqbal, yes.
Juby?
Shubi, aye.
Caius?
Caius, yes.
Leonard?
Leonard, yes.
Lewis? Linder?
Linder, yes.
Molina? Penesis?
Penesis, yes.
Roth?
Roth, yes.
Sanchez? Strathman? Sturgis?
Yes.
Tarver?
Tarver, yes.
Tepe? Williams?
Yeah.
Young?
Yes.
K. Young?
Hey, Young, yes.
It's approved.
Resolution's approved. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. President?
Yes,
I have a
Ms. Shuby.
question. So because we cannot hear the people who are online, and are they voting?
They can come up on our screen if we see
Okay.
that they vote. Ben will.
Okay, we'll
to
announce
us.
it?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
I think we're all set then. Okay, moving on to the next resolution. This is resolution FP-R-26-043217. This is a resolution ratifying the action of the executive director on the execution of the emergency septic repair contract at Paul Wolf Campground. This septic system is well over 20 years old. They usually last about 20 years, and unfortunately, we got a few more years out of it, but now it's no longer functional. The cost to replace this is $39,677, and this is truly an emergency resolution because we cannot, thank you, Mr. Because we cannot open the campgrounds until we get this replaced. So are there any questions on this? And we do have funding for it.
Just notice the constraint.
I appreciate it. See no other comments or questions. Gabby, please do the roll.
If I could just note on the previous roll call, Molina and Strathman both voted yes.
Oh, okay, good. I need a motion and a second on this. Mr. Sturgis moves.
Penesis will
Dr.
second.
Iqbal seconds. Okay, then once again, any questions or concerns on this? Seeing none, Gabby, please do the roll.
Abatacola.
Abatacola, aye.
Allen. Arroyo.
Aye.
Bates. Garcia. Garcia, yes. Gripe. Gums. Iqbal.
Iqbal, yes.
Juby.
Judy, I.
Caius.
Caius, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Lewis. Linder.
Linder, yes.
Molina.
Molina, yes.
Hennessis.
Pennis, yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Sanchez. Strathman.
Strathman, yes.
Sturgis.
Sanchez, yes.
Thank you. Tarver.
Tarver, yes.
Tepe. Williams.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
K. Young.
Yes.
Approved.
Resolution's approved. Thank you very much. I now need a motion and a second to go into closed session to discuss personnel issues.
Roth will make the motion to go into closed session to discuss personnel issues.
Caius, second.
Mr. Roth moves, Mr. Caius seconds. Please do the roll on this.
Abatacola.
Aye.
Allen.
Allen,
Arroyo.
aye.
Bates. Garcia. Gripe. Gums. Iqbal. Juby.
Judy, I.
Caius.
Caius, yes.
Leonard.
Leonard, yes.
Lewis. Linder.
Linder, yes.
Molina. Hennessis.
Pennis, yes.
Roth.
Roth, yes.
Sanchez. Strathman.
Molina, Sanchez, and Strathman all said yes.
Thank you. Sturgis. Tarver.
Tarver, yes.
Tepe. Williams.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
K. Young.
Kate Young, yes.
It's approved.
Reminder to those in the room, you must exit Zoom, especially today. Give us a minute or two to get everything transitioned and make sure. I was hoping no one would say anything. I said, oh man, I wouldn't pass it up.
Is there anybody online hearing my voice that feels they should be in the closed session?
Okay, everyone, digitally, we are back in open session. Our next order of business is any new and unfinished business to talk about? Oh, yes, roll call, please.
For
Thank you.
attendance, Abatacola,
Abatacola here.
Allen, Arroyo,
Arroyo here.
Bates,
Bates here.
Garcia, Gripe, Gums, Iqbal,
Iqbal present.
Juby,
Juby here.
Caius,
Caius present.
Leonard,
Leonard here.
Lewis, Linder,
Linda present.
Molina,
Molina's present.
Hennessis,
Hennis is here.
Roth,
Roth here.
Sanchez,
I can't see that, Blair. Is Sanchez present?
Strathman,
Strathman's present.
thank you, Surges, Tarver,
Tarver's here.
Tepe, Williams, Young, K. Young,
Kay Young here.
thank you. Uniform.
Okay, very good. We're back in open session. Our first order of business, is there any new or unfinished business we need to discuss? Seeing none, we'll move on to communications. Lori? Oh, no rush.
All right, now it is. Good morning, everyone. Try and run through communications quickly. Oh, not that quick. Hold on. Okay, Earth Day, we are celebrating this Saturday at Fabian Forest Preserve. It's not Fabian proper like you would think of. It's where the soccer fields are along Fabian Parkway. So come on out and help us plant trees and shrubs. Meet at 10 o'clock in the morning sharp, because we will plant until we run out of trees, and we almost always run out of trees and shrubs. So don't plan to get there at noon. There probably won't be any left. Hopefully the rain holds off. The Kane Native Plant Sale is next Saturday at Leroy Oaks Forest Preserve. This is a Kane Forest Preserve Foundation fundraiser. The online sales are now closed, but you're welcome to come shop in person. That's on the 25th from 9 o'clock to noon at Leroy Oaks. Also at Leroy Oaks, we have a Day with the Birds exhibit. It looks fantastic. I checked it out last week. If you have the opportunity, please stop by Creek Bend Nature Center and check out our exhibit. You can learn about local winter birds through specimens, artifacts, murals, and more. It's free. It's open when the Nature Center is open, which is every day except for Friday. Our campground reservations are back online. Those opened Wednesday, April 1st. We had more than $50,000 in campground or almost $50,000 in campground reservations that day alone. Campgrounds open May 1st. And then the gates reopen to Burling Prairie also on May 1st. Our hours are our typical hours, sunrise to sunset. So if you hadn't yet had an opportunity, please come out and visit the bison. And I think the last thing I had on the list was the Conservation Foundation is planning their Earth Day benefit dinner again at Bobex and Woodridge. If the commissioners would like to attend, please let Gabby know as soon as possible, because they're starting to close reservations for that. Typically, the district has a table and support, so if you're interested, please let Gabby know. And that was all I had.
Thank you very much, Lori. Appreciate it. I just have two quick comments. Number one, I wanted to mention that this week we received a gift from an estate of a gentleman in Elgin who passed away, Hal Bowen, and it is in the amount of $1.5 million. So we're thrilled about that. And I have to say, I wish I had found out about it first, but I didn't. Actually, Commissioner Tepe is the one that informed me, and he said, you're going to be receiving a check. We had been made aware of the fact that we thought it was going to be about $650,000. So we're very happy with it coming in at 1.5 million, and that is in the bank as of today. There is a possibility, not a guarantee, that there might be an additional 300,000 coming. So we're very happy about that, and I wanted to let everyone know. Secondly, yesterday, Mr. Williams and myself had the opportunity to review the budget for the 27 year. What Dave Petchke, Ben Habither, and the staff has done here is exceptional. We actually have revenues going down a little bit, expenses going down even more. And the reason for the revenue going down, the large portion of it, is we're reallocating our farm rental income into the proper category. It was going into operational, it shouldn't have. So we're changing that. So that's about 847,000. So we're in very good shape, and things seem to be moving along. That's all I have to say. I do need oh, yes, Ms. Juby.
I just have a question. So when, in the reports, we were talking about the little fire that we had at Bose, and it was called a damage report. What's the difference between that kind of a fire and a restorative prescribed burn, other than the fact that it was spontaneous? Does it do the same thing? Does that area not respond to that burn?
So ecologically, it has the same effect, but that was like an arson. That was either a flick cigarette or, I don't know if Pat knows whether that was at a down power line. There was some incident that. Okay, so that was just accidental, but nobody was hurt, and we do an incident report because it wasn't planned, but we do get a little bonus ecological benefit from it. Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Juby. Seeing nothing else, I need Mr. Tepe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to go back to the donation by Mr. Bowden. That was totally unexpected. He's a gentleman who evidently really loved the forest preserve. I believe he wanted this money to go towards the acquisition of new property, so I'm sure it's going there. And I'd like to see us do something in recognition of him sometime in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Tepe. It's a great point on both parts. Anything else? I do need a motion and a second to put our reports on file.
Yes, I would ask for unanimous consent to place reports on file.
Any objections, concerns, comments? Seeing none, the reports are placed on file. And finally, I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
Roth will make the motion to adjourn.
Mr. Roth moves. Dr. Iqbal seconds. All in favor, say aye.